Dr. Scott here, and thank you for joining me again in the Game Closet. We have all done it. We've all seen tons of games that you have looked and put back on the shelf and forgotten about, or maybe you just missed it the first time around and you need someone to say,
"Hey, here's one you should check out, and it's cheap."
These prices were at my local Gamestop. But don't forget the local mom and pop game stores. They are buying shoes for their kids, so let's support them too. So if you're wanting to squirrel away some cash like Monty Burns... What?
The Simpsons Mr. Burns is 33 years old.
So, if you want to be a cheapskate like Mr. Krabs, I'll show you 5 more cheap-ass Xbox One Series X games that are under $10 as of the making of this video. Let's check them out. Number 1, Dead Rising 3. Zombies. Dead Rising 3 is different from the first two with a unique and separate story, yet set in the same universe. A good deal of the mechanics are just the same, but in this entry you can create weapons on the fly, provided that you have the blueprints, that is, rather than doing it on a weapons creating desk, which I found annoying, like the previous games. Is the game absolutely perfect? Hell no! It has some frame rate issues, and occasionally the graphics are pretty good, but not stellar. Does that take away from the zombie killing goodness? Nope. Now the developers, they took their good old time making tons of varied zombies for us to put down, and there are tons of them. Once I was playing and there was a crashed and burning fire truck, and that meant there were zombie firemen in close proximity, and most of them had fire axes in hand. Well, like Sir Robin in Monty Python's Holy Grail, I ran away.
Brave Sir Robin ran away. No! Bravely ran away, away.
I didn't.
Ow!
Monty Python and the Holy Grail is 46 years old.
Okay, alright. There are thousands of combinations for useful and hilarious weapons that all have their finite use. Sure, your character, Nick, may be happy to get new weapons to use to stay safe, but I wish I could keep the odd zombie slicer and dicer that made mincemeat out of these hordes. At under $10, it's well worth your time, and you don't need to play the previous titles, as it's an independent story. So pick something up and start swinging. Rick Grimes, eat your heart out. Number 2, Metro Redux. So this is an HD remaster of the first 2 Metro games, Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, that were originally released on Xbox 360, and only Last Light was released on PS3. But with the collection, you get 2 games for the price of 1, with a fresh coat of HD paint. So that's like paying $4.99 per game. The Metro games are post-nuclear apocalyptic first-person shooters. Okay, let's really be honest here. You're a dude named Artem, trying to save his home by shooting human and radiated bad guys, looking for stuff to survive and wearing a gas mask in a fallout-radiated area while searching the Moscow Metro. That's the boiled down to the solid explanation. 2033 was the first game, and Last Light, the first sequel, which was pretty much more of the same with a different set of goals. I know, I boiled it down to the salt, and you're thinking, do I really want to play this game after that super brief overview written on a cocktail napkin? The answer is hell yeah, you want to play these games, especially since this collection is Mondo Cheapo.
What the hell are you doing here then? Don't get them!
You know, the Metro franchise gives you the option to knock out your enemy that's giving up, or, well, you can kill them. So I decided to be a nice guy, and I knocked him out. Poor guy never knew what hit him. Well, then I changed my mind. A lot. That's what you get. That's what you get for being a bad guy. Shame on you. Sent a Christmas card to your mom with a picture of that. So anyway, I kind of got a little peeved because I couldn't figure out how to get out of the room. So I took it out of here on Jethrovya McClanyavich's corpse. Again, and again, and again. Wow, he's got more holes in him than the Amsterdam red light district.
You could at least tell me what's in it. What?
Something tells me you're grabbing $10 and your shoes right now. Just don't forget to put your pants on, too. Well, unless you live in San Francisco. If that's the case, pants and paying are optional. Number 3, Gears of War 4. What can I say about Gears of War 4? Do you need to play the first 3 games, not including Judgment? No. You probably should, and, well, there's no reason for you not to. However, in this game, it's 25 years after the events of the original series, but they catch you up easily. Marcus Phoenix is an older man, and now his son, JD, is one of the COG. His team is up against a newer and, of course, deadlier threat called the Swarm. Heck, even the government is out to get them in this game.
Grab what you need. Should be enough to go around.
It's more Gears of War, more couch co-op, more horde mode, and all sorts of great stuff that makes Gears great. They even found a way to integrate parts of the horde mode into the main campaign. I felt that was a great move because sometimes in battle you get pinned down, then you can fortify your position to fight off the oncoming threat. That's all very simplistic, but as I said before, these are not in-depth reviews, but overviews of good games that are super cheap. There's a cornucopia of other goodies and gameplay modes that would make anyone thrilled they spent $10. Heck, I paid $60 the day it came out, so you're going to be getting a heck of a deal here. Number 4, Mad Max. If you are a fan of the Mad Max movies or even a fan of the game franchise Rage, you may like this title. At just under $10, this budget title has you playing as Max, scavenging the wasteland with your trusted quirky mechanic, Chum, building a new death car called the Magnum Opus. Now, Chum keeps your car running after it encounters damage, and he keeps it safe while you're away from it. There's plenty to scavenge in the wasteland, and your missions are made quite clear by your map in which you can fast travel to locations if needed. You can even get into hand-to-hand combat, and the combat system is similar to the Batman Arkham Asylum series in some respects. Oh, you gotta see that again. One more time. Also, there's an upgrade tree for your supplies, outfits, tools, weapons, etc., like most games have, but I would say this system isn't heavy-handed like some of those games can be. You won't see a motorbike in this game to save you, but that flaw isn't enough to keep your hands off this third-person action-adventure shooter for just $10. If you passed it before, you should have a look now, because it's well worth your time and well worth the money.
Who runs Bartertown?
Dr. Scott runs Bartertown.
What?
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome was released 36 years ago.
Sorry. Jeez.
I still run Bartertown.
Crackdown 3. At the time this game was released, it was considered more of the same as Crackdown 1 and 2. Well, they're sort of right, but considering the graphics upgrade we got here, it's a newer game, and, well, a newer game than Crackdown 1 and 2, well, that's not a bad thing. Now, sure, the agency is back. They're back in action to fight crime and injustice, and I've always thought of this game franchise as Grand Theft Auto in reverse, meaning you play as the good guys, not the bad guys. But as you can see how I'm playing, I'm more like a maniac cop versus a super powerful agent fighting for good. I even take out civilians if they get in my way. Well, that's kind of their fault now, isn't it? Well, anyway, there's even a wrecking zone multiplayer mode where you can wreck the environment, the entire environment. You can install it separately to save space, but I never checked that portion of the game out before. Now, Crackdown has always been a fun franchise, and for just $9.99, you might enjoy being an agent for a few hours. So, that's 5 games at $10 a piece. Please click the link above or at the end of this video for more cheap-ass Xbox One games for under $5 if you haven't seen that video. Thank you for stepping into the game closet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Smash that little bell so you know when new videos drop. Look below. You may have missed those videos. Check them out. I dare ya.